So for today's story, it appears that we may potentially have a happy ending for a brand new cruise ship that hasn't even been fully built yet, but is set to head to the scrapyard. Now I mean it when I say happy because this situation does involve the happiest cruise line on Earth, Disney Cruise Line. So the Global Dream 2 cruise ship was set to be the largest cruise ship on planet Earth by capacity. This puts it in a completely different category for what is the world record holder for the world's largest cruise ship at the moment, Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas. Global Dream 2 would house 9,000 passengers, have 19 decks, and also be the world record holder for the longest roller coaster at sea at 994 feet. The name of this roller coaster would be the Space Cruiser. Now, unfortunately, the shipyard MV Wharfton that this ship was supposed to be built at ran into some trouble at the beginning of the year and unfortunately went bankrupt. Then the owner of this cruise ship, or would-be owner after it was delivered to the cruise line, this is Genting Hong Kong, they would also file for insolvency just a week or so later. Through all the craziness going on with the bankruptcy or insolvency, both the shipyard MV Wharfton and Genting Hong Kong put the Global Dream 2 in limbo. And since the ship was unfinished, nobody wanted to buy the ship either, because you're talking about tens of millions of additional dollars in order for the ship to be finished. So people were putting in bids, however they just weren't high enough for the ship to be released to another company. And now, unfortunately, due to this, there have been talks of this ship, without even taking a single paying passenger or even being completed, being sent straight to the scrapyard. Anyway, today rumors are starting to circulate all over the place that a savior may have emerged to save the Global Dream 2, potentially that is. And the savior comes in the form of a mouse, the most famous mouse of all, Mickey Mouse. Now, there are plenty of articles in German that are coming out about this topic, but we also had the Shipmonk. They posted an article talking about there being some serious negotiations when it comes to Disney Cruise Line purchasing the Global Dream 2. Now, of course, negotiations like this are going to remain confidential until everything is set in stone, meaning papers are signed and hands are shaked. However, according to these German articles that are coming out, there are rumors circulating that the Global Dream 2 is to be moved from MV Wharfton to the Meyer Werft shipyard over in northern Germany. Now, Meyer Werft shipyard is responsible for building 3 Disney ships. You're talking about the Disney Fantasy, the Disney Dream, and even more recently, Disney's newest ship, the Disney Wish. So it would make sense if this ship is moved over to that shipyard, there is the potential for this deal actually going through. Now, like I said, keep in mind also, even though this may somewhat still be a rumor and there are talks and articles coming out about it, it would make sense somewhat for Disney to, out of all the cruise lines, purchase this unfinished ship. Because like I said, you're talking about tens of millions of dollars, and this is high tens of millions. You're talking about up to $100 million that still needs to be put into this ship. I personally believe that if any cruise line or company out there has the money to buy this unfinished ship and sink the tens of millions of dollars inside of it to make it a reality, it's going to be Disney Cruise Line. We all know that the mouse has the cheddar to do literally whatever it wants, so it would make sense. What would also make sense for them to buy this ship is that, as we've seen over the past couple years, Disney Cruise Line has without a doubt been on the move. We all know that between this year and the year 2025, Disney has projected 3 new ships to be coming out at least. So we've seen the Disney Wish this year being released and launched. We have the Disney Treasure coming out in 2024, and then they have another ship in 2025. So if they purchase this ship, there could be another ship. A lot of people are saying that if they do purchase the Global Dream 2, it'll be launched in 2024. So I guess we'll have to see. But overall, I do think this type of move would put Disney Cruise Line on par with other cruise lines like Royal Caribbean, Carnival, and the like. Not to say that Disney isn't already competing with these cruise lines. However, Disney is somewhat new to the game, but we all know Disney itself has a very loyal fan base. And if they are able to create more ships, then, well, they are already going to, in their own way, blow out the competition. I do believe that if this news is true and this does actually come into fruition, this will not only be great for Disney Cruise Line, but for the entire industry. Because let's face it, nobody likes to see any cruise ship have to head to the scrapyard, especially one that was never completed and never had a single paying passenger on board. That is just sad. So anyway, I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. But of course, let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Hit the like button on your way out. And of course, know that I love every single one of you. Also subscribe if you haven't already. That's all I got for today's news. I have another video coming out tomorrow. I'll see all of you later. Take it easy.